Hello everyone, welcome back to another kind of impromptu-esque Bloodborne video. Uh, this is kind of a follow-up to a live stream that, as I'm recording this, I did yesterday, where I tried to beat what is considered the hardest boss in Bloodborne, one of the hardest bosses in the Soulsborne kind of franchise in general, the Orphan of Kos. And it was basically 2.5 hours of me having my ass handed to me. As you can see here, because that was an awful attempt right there. Not even one hit in, and he absolutely destroyed me. But yeah, this kind of is like a follow-up to that stream, because believe it or not, that attempt just then was a couple of hours after that live stream. So, you know, it certainly is that thing where you're getting it, you're kind of getting to grips with the fight a bit, and then there's just a period where you're just flat out awful and you've never been worse. That's certainly what I was going through at that point. But to give us a sense of closure to that live stream where I tried and failed to beat the Orphan of Kos, I thought I'd do this quick follow-up video because later that day I did get the bastard, finally. It was hard going. Like I said, this was a couple of hours of attempts further. Because I did the live stream, I filmed some other stuff for the channel, edited some stuff for the channel, came back, played for another couple of hours, and that brings us to this point here, where he absolutely trounced me. I can't remember, I think he also quite easily beats me on this attempt as well. I kind of recorded like an hour worth of footage, not myself playing it, obviously this is me commentating on it later, but during that time, in like this hour worth of attempts, I think I probably had like 4 or 5 goes at him. But I just thought, you know, it'd be cool to actually have seen me do it if you watched the live stream. It's all very well and good me posting on Twitter like, I got him. But I thought, you know, since it's very, very easy to actually save your gameplay on PlayStation, I thought it'd be a good thing to just easily save the last hour of footage after I beat him. So I can kind of talk through it with you guys, just in case you want to see the grand finale of this hours-long feud, because my god, did this take ages. Easily, you know, one of the hardest bosses in the game. I still think I found the previous boss, Lawrence, a lot more difficult, only because I never got to grips with that fight, and I feel like I finally got to grips with the Orphan of Kos fight in the end. As we will see in my final 2 goes at it, I got painfully close in my penultimate attempt. I genuinely don't know what I would have done if I hadn't done it in the attempt afterwards, because it's quite hard to bounce back. But we'll see that attempt play out, because it was blimmin' heartbreaking, and I was so mad. But yeah, this one's not going too badly. I think I've used 3 blood vials. I start with 29, so blood vials are like healing items. That's the 26 in the top left there, and underneath that is 20 bullets, but I don't think I ended up using the parrying method with him in the end. It just wasn't worth the risk, because if you miss that parry, you get taken, like, a lot of your damage is gone, so yeah. I think I ended up just getting a bit lucky with, you know, that kind of move there where he has all that explodey pink goo stuff. I think in the end he didn't use that and rely on it as much as he had done in like attempts during the live stream, which I think was kind of key to me beating him in the end. But yeah, this one's not going too badly. I definitely don't do it in this attempt for sure. But you also see there, I've kind of relied on thrust attacks, because they do a lot of damage, but because this guy moves so quickly, it's very actually, you know, it's really difficult to find the right time to do that, because it takes so long to actually charge up that attack. And by then he's probably moved away or he's hit you or something, and it doesn't pay off, so you kind of need to judge that quite well. But I ended up using the thrust attack a lot more in these later attempts than I did in the live stream, because, you know, you see that does 1,263 damage to him, which is like a significant chunk. So I ended up just taking a lot more risks with that in the end. I think you just have to be aggressive with this guy to do it. So yeah, we're into the second phase now, which is still very tough, but I think... There we go, absolutely flattened me. So yeah, that happened to me a lot, that kind of finishing move. I could just never quite escape that. But I do think his second phase is a bit too overpowered, if I'm honest. but I kind of found my own strategy with it in the end, as we'll see. So I think that was my third to last attempt, perhaps. I think the next attempt is my penultimate one, believe it or not. But yeah, we're gonna head back down now. So yeah, it was still a really tough fight, and you know, trying this boss again, you know, in 25 years time would be too soon for me. I have no interest in doing this again, just because it was, you know, so hard going. I really enjoyed the fight to the end. I still think he's an excellent boss, because some bosses I think just took so long and I just did not gel with them so much, like Lawrence, that in the end that boss was terrible. I don't like it at all. But at least with this one, I always enjoyed the hours and hours and hours I took having a go at him. So yeah, we'll see how this run goes. I think this is my penultimate go. I might be wrong, because in the end, you know, the fight itself, just by its very nature, it takes a long time. I think, you know, the final fight itself, when I actually did it, I think probably took about 15 minutes or so. I think slow and steady is the way to go with this fight, with moments of aggressiveness kind of thrown in. You need to be as aggressive as he is at times. But yeah, I think I got the first phase of the fight down pretty well. I think we kind of saw that in the live stream anyway. I think I kind of took to the first phase fairly quickly. And as time went on and I got more practice, I used less and less healing items in phase 1, which obviously then left me with a lot more for phase 2, which gets me through that. But we will see the key kind of thing that gets me through to the very, very end, because even when I did it, it was incredibly close. I had no healing left, which was also the case for my penultimate attempt, which I think is this one. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, steady going. I also kind of wanted to bring him out into the water a lot sooner, just so I'm ready for phase 2 then, because I think phase 2 is a lot easier when you're just in the water here. You can't get caught in corners or anything on the beach, and obviously when he does that lightning attack then, if you're already out in sea, you can see it coming much quicker, and it's a lot easier to dodge that way, I found. And I think he ended up spamming that quite a bit in the last few attempts. But yeah, quite a close call here. Nearly done. And that... Oh, there we go. That got me. Okay, so this isn't my penultimate attempt. That was just another one where I failed miserably. So yeah, it's slow going. This definitely isn't a boss fight you should try if you are an impatient person. I normally am an impatient person, to be fair. I became very, very stubborn with this. And I knew if I did this, that's the DLC of the game complete, and then I could complete the rest of the game. Which, once I did this, the rest of the game was an absolute breeze. There was another 3 bosses, and I did them all first time. Because, you know, I just worked so hard to grind to get powerful enough to stop the Orphan of Kos. I think I found the other, you know, the final 3 bosses fairly easy compared to him, you know. So it's kind of a blessing in a way. Like, I breezed through the rest of the game in about an hour once I beat him here. But this must have taken 5 or 6 hours of grinding and multiple attempts. I don't know exactly how many tries I had at the Orphan of Kos in the end. It was a lot, because even when I started recording this gameplay here, I'd already been going at it for another few hours. Okay, so this is me. I'd run out of blood echoes, so I'm going to farm for some more, not blood echoes, blood vials. So I run out of healing items essentially, so I'm just farming some now. So I will skip ahead to where I farm some stuff and I try again. Okay, so here we are. I probably spent another like 25 minutes, half an hour, kind of farming the blood vials. And then this proved to be my penultimate attempt. So here we go again. That attack, I got a bit better at dodging that in the end. That one got me a lot during the live stream. When he like kind of scoops it up at you. He spammed that quite a bit in the end and did it again there. But I got a bit better at that. Then I loved it when he did those jump attacks, because it was a good opportunity, there we go, to do a thrust attack. Sometimes when you do the thrust attack, he gets knocked over like that, and you can do a visceral attack, which is an extra bit more damage. That's why I really started using the thrust attacks a lot more. So you can see there, I'm using that attack so much more than just doing a quick hit. Deals more damage quicker. And you know, if I could use that more during the second phase as well, in that case, it means the second phase just wouldn't last as long because I do more damage to him quicker. So I think the key to surviving the second phase is that it's as short as possible, because it's just so brutal in that phase. But I might as well also get some practice in on the first phase, knowing I can do it. I got it again there as well, the visceral, which was good timing actually, because that's then a good bit chunk of damage into his second half of his health, which therefore will cut down the time that he's in phase 2 for, which he's just transformed into. So I'm out to sea ready, trying to lead him over to me a bit. So I don't want as little of this fight in phase 2 needs to happen on the beach as possible, I think. Explodey goo, of course. Boom. There we go, and first attack again. Didn't quite pay off as well, because he did get me, but not too bad. Could have been a lot worse there. But yeah, he spammed a lot of these jumps in phase 2 in later attempts, which kind of helped me, although I did miss that first attack. But, it's not like I tried not to get greedy, and, if the thrust attack just didn't work, then I don't try and, I'll just try and quickly hit him anyway. I just back away, because it's just the safer option, isn't it? I still never quite got to grips with him doing that and spamming that attack as much. It was just kind of, my strategy in the end for that just became just back away. Keep backing away until he does something that you might be able to dodge. Now he's caught in the lightning, so I'm looking at, the body of Kos there. That's where the lightning starts from. Didn't go super well there, actually trying to dodge him afterwards. Immediately does the lightning attack again. At this point I was like, oh, for goodness sake. Because I hated that attack so much. And that completely flattened. That could have easily been it, but I managed to get out of the way of that second kind of slam. I got better at dodging into him doing that, and I managed to actually get another visceral on him there. That was the moment then when I got that, I thought, oh my god, this could be the one. Like, look how low that health bar is. That's normally, at this point, this is as well as I've done, getting him that low. So anything more than that would be, this is my best attempt yet. So at this point, my heart was beating out of my chest, because I've never done quite as well as this at the minute. This could be it. After hours and hours, I'm like, oh my god, is it finally over? And there we go. Just a bit too far away for the thrust attack to work, sadly. And then he started spamming all this, which makes him panic, so I'm just backing away. So if I'm far away from him, then it does often encourage him to jump like that. Calling the lightning again now. And if he jumps, I find I can dodge his jumping attacks fairly easily, and that opens him up to a bit of vulnerability to attack him a bit. But yeah, as I've gotten to this point now, I'm just trying to play it fairly cautious. Just get out of the way. Don't risk anything. Only hit him when I know I can probably do it. That was unfortunately jumped away from that. But yeah, it's just staying out of the way of that one. I tried at some points to just run through that, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So it just wasn't worth the risk in the end. There we go, another bit of damage there. I'm just hoping to keep doing those thrust attacks, because then that might knock him down so I can do a visceral attack. But yeah, some of it in the end was just being brave and trying to go for it, because there's nothing else you could really do. The longer I just allow him to have a phase 2 going on, the more he can just completely destroy me. So it was just about aggression, but the right amount of kind of caution alongside it. It was a difficult balancing act, but I think I kind of managed it somewhat in the end. So you can see here, that attack's awful. I was like, oh no, but I have gotten a few hits in, so he's so incredibly close to being dead. Oh man, I haven't actually watched this back since I did it, so I haven't actually been able to just not actually playing it myself, just watching the attempt play out. So yeah, so little left now that I was so nervous. I just meant my hands were shaking after this attempt. And I've still got 14 health items, so I'm actually doing fairly well. I've only used about half of the ones I had at this point, and look how little health he had left. That's why I was like, oh, this could be the one, because his health compared to mine. I thought, well, I'm in a good position here, and that's, I think I kind of overthought that, and that made me panic a bit. But going well, and that just shows improvement that I still had basically half my health items left, and he was this close to being dead. So I clearly got better at dodging and kind of anticipate what he was going to do. and just a bit more cautious and staying back from the attacks I know I can't dodge, and going in for the ones that are worth the risk. But yeah, sadly, as we will see, I do very quickly drain those health items away, and that is kind of the downfall, because he spams that throwy attack quite a bit. That didn't do as much damage as it could have done. Now he's doing lightning again. I think I learnt in the end, when he does that super aggressive attack where he's just slamming like in a circle all around him, you can stay fairly close to him. I think I ended up utilising that in the end, like that one there. As long as you don't get for that last one, which I sadly did, it's actually not too much of a risk to stay quite close to him there. That one I got a bit better at dodging him there, but he was just too far away for that thrust. This is when I started to panic, I think. I was just like, just hit him, because I knew how close I was. And yeah, moments like that, when I was very nearly dead, I was like, no please. So, you know, in no time at all, I'm down to 5 vials now from 14. So it did kind of fall apart for me at the end here. But, you know, I'm still like, 4 vials is a lot, and now I have to use more. Compared to how much health he has, you know, it's doable. You just need to get the right attacks. That was one I was hoping he wouldn't do, but he did, and I got hit. So yeah, and that's the last of my blood vials there, look. So I literally have nothing. It's kill him, or he kills me. I can't heal any more than this. So I just kind of had to go for it and hope for the best. And again, that was an unfortunate combo to be stuck in. I could never really deal with that one. So now it's like we're basically perfectly on even footing with our health at this point. And yeah, I needed to be cautious now, so I'm like, I can't heal. I just need to only go in when I know I can hit him. Like that. So look at his health by now. One more hit would do it. One more hit and that's it. So looking at my health, and there, and seeing that, I was like, oh my god, one more hit, just do an attack, like do a jump. And then he got me. I can't repeat the words that came out of my mouth when that happened. I mean, at first it was just shocked silence, and I was absolutely inconsolable. I was so mad. I was absolutely devastated when that happened. I was like, one more hit would have done it. So you just see, I'm just here like, what the hell? But my immediate attitude was, okay, disregard that. You need to bounce back. And now this is the key thing here. As you can see there, I see the top item there was Yusefska's blood vial or something. That made all the difference to me. I also equipped some fire paper, why not? So yeah, you see that there. I'm just pausing it. Yusefka's blood vial. That kind of made the difference. This was the key thing. So you can see the description is invigorates the senses of storing a larger amount of HP, which is hit points, so health. So I equipped that in my quick items that I could use during the fight. So what that essentially means is instead of 29 health items, I now have 30, because I also have that on hand if I need it. And that, my friends, is what makes the difference. If I had that equipped during my previous attempt, that would have given me an extra blood vial to use, basically. And I think I would have done it then. But I've got it equipped for this time, so if I use up all 29 of my blood vials, I can just quickly use that one, and that's basically healing for 30th time. And as we will see, that is the decision, and that's the discovery that I had that in my items. That kind of actually wins this attempt for me, and is the reason I am stood here before you victorious. So there's 12 minutes left of this game capture, so this attempt takes about 12 minutes to do. But this is the one, folks. I've also got some fire paper equipped. I thought, why not? It's there, I can use it. It only does like an extra 10 hit points of damage per hit. But I thought, every little helps. Why not use it since I've got it? And yeah, we go again. I thought I just need to, just get straight back into the fight. Not think too hard about how close I was then. But genuinely, if I hadn't done it this time, I don't know what I would have done, having come that close. It really did help me, I think, that I was one hit away, died, and then the very next attempt was the one that did it. I don't have a very good start. I must admit, I get hit quite a bit in this opening bit. That could have been it there, even if I hadn't dodged that. So I did have a terrible start. And I think that's why, in the end, I needed Yusefka's blood vial to kind of clutch it, because it was very down to the wire. So yeah, very careless beginning. I think I was just a bit, you know, shaken up and a bit angry and frustrated from the last attempt still, and so my head wasn't really in it at the start. I admittedly, I think I kind of wrote off this attempt. I thought, well, I'm not going to do it in the very next one. I'm not going to get that close again. So I don't think I was really trying. Then I start winning, and I'm like, oh, and there's this sudden switch. But the fact that I got that close in the last attempt, you know, I think it shows I got to grips with the second phase of the fight a lot more than I did in the live stream. I was a bit more controlled about it. I knew, you know, when it was worth risking hitting him, when it was just best to back away. So we're kind of seeing that. So yeah, I've already used 5 blood vials at this point. So yeah, not the greatest of starts, but you know, as we see, I do kind of get there in the end. But yeah, fight is ongoing. We're nearly halfway there at this point. But yeah, after, you know, coming so close in the last one, I definitely prioritize healing even more in this fight. I'm not even taking any risk. I want a full health bar as often as I can have it, even if it means not using a health item to its full potential. I was like, I need to use it because you just never know. So there we go, using more fire paper. I only had 4, but I think I end up using all of them during this fight. Paid off there. Managed to get a first attack in that did 666 damage. I remember noting that. I believe I said, and I quote, the devil's number, you don't stand a chance, I'm Orphan of Kos. I think I even said that to him, because I'm a very sad person. And yes, I was just speaking to it out loud. What I found with the live stream was actually commentating it as I was doing it, and just talking through the entire fight was actually helping me a bit. It was calming my nerves a lot. I was a lot less intimidated. So in all my other attempts after the live stream, he's in phase 2 now, all my attempts after the live stream, I actually just talked the entire fight, because it actually did kind of help me quite a bit. So it's actually very beneficial of me in the end to do that live stream, because even though I didn't manage it in the stream itself, it did give me a strat to kind of calm myself down, and I kind of wish I'd had that, you know, method for the entire game thus far. But yeah, so at this point, you know, less than half health. I've only used 9 blood vials, so I've still got, you know, 2/3 of my health still I can use. So I kind of turned it around a bit more. I think I got my head in the game a bit more after that initial moments of being frazzled. So yeah. Oh, very close call. There were a few close calls in that one. Like, if that had hit me there, that'd have been it. I got very lucky with the chance to heal there. Just dodged that. Normally I would have gone for a hit when he did that attack if I dodged past it, but I just like, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to back away. Gives me more room. Stay in the centre of the sea. That one again didn't do too much damage. That one did, sadly. But yeah, that combo has wrecked me before, so I was okay to kind of get through it. Poorly judged thrust, but then a good one, so not too bad there. But yeah, kind of burning through the health items again now. But sort of at the same-ish sort of point, I think. 14 blood vials left at this point, and a similar amount of health on the Orphan of Kos as the last attempt. So I've kind of worked my way back around. I think, you know, the start of the fight wasn't very good for me. I wasted a lot of blood vials. I think the middle of the fight, my concentration came back, and I actually did probably better than I did in my first attempt. And now I'm kind of on equal footing with the last attempt again now. And yeah, just staying away from that particular attack there. That one, just dodging into him, often worked, so I found that was a good case. Hate that attack, so I just back away from it. Bolt paper again, or fire paper, whatever it was. That might be my last use of it. Healing up. So yeah, this was the moment when I thought, okay, this is going well, it's going well. Little did I know, I'd never have to do this fight ever again. Thank God. Oh, that was risky. Didn't pay off really. I mean, I did hit him, but he hit me as well. So was it worth the risk? I'm not sure. More lightning. He did that a few times in this attempt. And then yeah, I definitely got a lot better at dodging through that one. I used to be terrible at dodging that. These sections where he's jumping around throwing the stuff at me, easily my least favourite thing he ever does. I didn't know how to handle it, so I just backed away in the end. I'm sure there's a good strat for like hitting him during that, but I didn't take it. And then that was a good opportunity there, getting a bit staggered. Then this came incredibly close because I lost lock-on of him on the camera because he jumped out of the way. So I didn't know where he was. I was just running and hoping he wouldn't get me. And yeah, just that attack again, not great. That really kind of bleeds the health items there, and that I just completely wasted one there because he just hit me again straight away. so I really wanted him to stop doing that. Because at this point, you know, I think I kind of thought I've only got 6 left. This probably isn't going to be the one, which isn't ideal. But yeah, as we shall see, it came very, very close yet again, just as the last attempt had. That attack was awful, and he still hits me with that every single time. So yeah, at this point I thought, this isn't going as well now, especially at that moment. So do it again, heal again. I think I kind of resigned myself, thinking like this wasn't going to be the one at this point, because I only have 2 left. And he still had a decent chunk of health. I think previous attempt I was in a better standing at this point, but I thought risk it, do the thrust attack, and it paid off. God. Just watching it as like from an outsider's perspective, like he's so brutal. There we go. Got very lucky I think for that, to actually hit him. I was quite far away, but it worked out. That one I got lucky dodging that one, and that moment as well. This is where I thought, oh dear, oh dear. So I've used all my health items, but you can see me now. I switched to use Sethka's Blood Vial, so I've got that I've got that ready to equip if I need to use it. So that was kind of the key thing, because that's technically another health item that I have now, and he's down to so little health. But I have nothing left except that, so I'm just backing away, not risking it. This is basically the same position I was in last time. Hit him again. One more hit, I know now, one more hit will do it, and then I get hit by that awful move I hate. So I use Sethka's Blood Vial, that's that. So now it's literally all or nothing. He does that jump. I managed to get a quick swing in. I just did the quick attack because I knew that's all I would need. Prey slaughtered. And yeah, you get a Kos Parasite, whatever the hell that was, as a reward. And there's just me just standing silent in disbelief that I actually did it there. That's why my character doesn't move for a little bit. I'm just like, oh my god. Actually, I came very close to passing out, I think. I was just like going, yeah, ha, ha, ha. And I very nearly saw the light myself, and he very nearly killed me in real life. So yeah, that was that. At this point, I think I'm like texting my friends, like, I did it. I'm like scheduling the tweet. I did it. I could not believe that it was finally done. So yeah, that was that. Very close, down to the wire in the end. I don't think I actually did even get hit, so I don't think I needed to use Sethka's Blood Vial. I probably still would have done it, but you know, I think using it and getting that full health bar again probably gave me the confidence to actually go and run in and close and like just do it. Even if it hits me a couple of times, I should be able to get one hit in, and I did. So yeah, that was how I finally, after hours and hours, beat the Orphan of Kos. So if you watched me do it on the live stream, you get some closure and you can see me actually do it. Close call, you know, it's a bloody tough fight, and the fact that I did, you know, soak up all my health items to do it kind of shows how hard it is. And some people can do it with just 20 blood vials, and I don't know how. So, you know, I'm not particularly great at the game because I needed so many health items to get through that fight. But what matters is I did it, and you know, I'm still just stood there in disbelief, unable to comprehend what I just did. And then yeah, after this I just went on and did the rest of the game in like an hour. The other bosses are fairly straightforward once you've beaten the Orphan of Kos, really. So yeah, that was that. The battle is over. I remain victorious in the end, thank God. I mean, if we were going by scores, you know, the Orphan of Kos absolutely trashed me because I only ever killed him once, versus his probably 50 or so kills on me. But this is the canon ending, and I beat him, so I am the victor. And it felt very great to finally be able to do it. So yeah, if you did watch me try it on the live stream, I hope you enjoyed seeing me actually do it in the end and see how it all played out. I thought this would be a good follow-up video to that. Considering I did do it later that same day, I thought maybe let's make a video of it. Just a nice epilogue to that live stream. If it had taken me another week or so, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But there you go. That is the Orphan of Kos fight. I'm still just stood there in disbelief. But yeah, that is how I got good at the Orphan of Kos. Still scraped by, but what matters is the Orphan is dead. Is a sentence I don't tend to say that often, and I'd rather not use again, to be honest. But yeah, what a boss fight. So fun. I still really enjoyed the fight, even though it's so tough. And yeah, I'm very glad I managed to do it in the attempt after I was one hit away. I think I would have probably given up if not. So, you know, it clearly shows that I got to grips with the second phase and the fight altogether, I think. So yeah, that was that. Thank you for watching. And I will see you for whatever it is I do next, whether it be a reaction or a live stream or whatever. That was the Orphan of Kos. F in the chat. Rest in peace, buddy. But yeah, had to happen. And that's going to be everything. Thanks for watching.